On the previous episode, I got the battery working and took it for a test drive. The main reason why I needed that battery working though is because I need to access the passenger side for some of the suspension stuff, and since it's nighttime today, it's going to be staying in the garage. I'm going to be working on the driver's side only. The first roadblock I'm going to run into is right at the top. The nut at the top of the strut tower is spinning with the strut shaft. I suspect that that's going to be the biggest pain in the entire disassembly project, so we're going to jump right into that. In order to try to get that strut piece to stay put while the nut spins, I'm going to try to lift the car up or lower it and compress the spring, see what I can do to try to get that strut tower bushing to hold the strut in place while the nut spins off. Should that fail, we'll scale it up and scale it up until maybe I'll just torch the thing off. No, that would blow up the strut probably. So no torch, no torch. I feel like this hub has been damaged in some way because this wheel always wants to struggle to come off. It's almost like all the studs are facing inwards, or inwards for some reason. There we go. Alright, now I've got the wheel off, I can look up into the strut tower. What I'm going to do is disconnect the sway bar so the other side doesn't affect how much compression is on this. And then I'm going to put a jack under here and lift it up so as much pressure as possible is pushing up on it. Put this back in here, loosen the top the rest of the way. On top of the bushing being bad, and this is kind of loose, it's not too bad, but this was bent. Let's see if we've made any progress towards getting this top nut off of here. That's not doing any better. I'm gonna see if I can put something on here and try to get it off the old-fashioned way. Is that the nut, or did it just, oh, the nut's spinning. All right, that is nice. All right, didn't have to lose a 10mm socket. There we go. Oh, this is taking a lot of paint with it. Another nut, great. That is attached to the strut, and the strut is just gonna drop out when I lower the jack. And that'll be completely off the car, so I'll leave that for now. Time to gently lower the jack. There it goes. And that's it. So that was a pain, but not as much of a pain as I was expecting. In order to get this strut off the steering knuckle, there's a few things we have to do. These bolts hold it in. This one doesn't really do anything except it keeps this aligned properly. I just loosened that up so that it's not digging into this when I remove it. That didn't feel very tight at all. I don't like that. Next I need to get this caliper off. There we go. Now I can move the caliper out of the way. There we go. You have to rotate this so there's a line that will let it slide out, and you really got to rotate it a lot to get that out of there. And then the rotor comes off, usually. I think I'm going to deal with the rotor later if I have to, and I looked around and it doesn't look like I have to. Since I'm not reusing this, I'll just recycle it. There we go. There we go. I'm going to disconnect this sensor. Have to remember to reconnect this wheel speed sensor when we reassemble everything. I'll definitely clean this rust up before I reassemble it too. Now time for the biggest size nut of them all. 30 millimeter on this thing. There we go. All right. I need to save that. I mean, that's not the worst bushing I've seen, but I'm definitely going to replace it. So the strut assembly is out, ready to be taken apart. That's going to be in the next episode. And also in the next episode, if things go smoothly enough, I will be putting the new strut in. And I think I might buy a new set of springs for this. I looked up the part number on here and it appears to be the original springs, so might as well replace it. Before that strut assembly goes back in though, I've got a few bushings I'm going to replace with polyurethane. That'll be in a future episode, so stay tuned for that. So the strut disassembly, reassembly, cleaning up the parts, replacing a few other parts, there's definitely a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and all that's just on the front. The rear is sagging, definitely needs some work as well. Probably a summer project. Definitely a lot to look forward to, so I'll see you then.